Welcome to Paint Radio with your host, Andrew Dwyer.
Heck yeah, let's do a podcast, APC podcast, what we call Paint Radio. As I've said several times before, we love it when manufacturers come to us and say, hey, we love APC, we like the podcast. More importantly, we love painting contractors. Can we come on the podcast and do an entire podcast with you? We call that a sponsored podcast. We're up front with you. This is a sponsored podcast, but man, that's a great thing because it means the manufacturer in this case, again, is so proud of their product and so respects painting contractors that they want to take it to this level and say, hey, we want to spend more time with your people, with painting contractors. And that is what we're doing today. Today's podcast sponsored by Romo Bio, and we're joined by Matt Hokut. He's the general manager, North America of Romo Bio. We're going to learn what they do because, you know, they are unique. And I don't say that because it's sponsored. I say that's why they're doing this podcast because, you know, they do things a bit differently. It's an interesting product. I got to tell you, painting contractors will come up to me at events and said, hey, you familiar with this company? And I wasn't. That was about a year ago. I've since become familiar with them. So all that said, Matt Hokut, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having us on.
Heck yeah. So, first of all, how long have you been with Romo Bio?
I've been here a little over 5, almost 6 years.
Okay. And in what's your elevator pitch in a nutshell? How would you explain to somebody what Romo Bio is, what their paints are?
So the cool thing about who we are and what we do, we're a family-owned company based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And in this market segment, we deal with a lot of family-owned companies. So it's one family-owned company selling to another family-owned company. The pitch is we are unique. We're not like everybody else. And for a painting contractor, that's what we want to be. We want to be unique. We want to be something that can elevate their brand, something that can add fuel to their flame. So that's what we do with unique products and education and just different ways to get painting contractors to elevate their business.
So how would you describe, or this could be fun, I could do a horrible job explaining your products and then you could fix all of my mistakes. So these are mineral-based paints. These are lime washes. These are Italian. Explain to people smarter than I am. How would you explain what these Romo Bio paints are?
Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. First and foremost, they're Italian products, right? So these are products that have been manufactured and derived from Italy for hundreds of years. We're talking about a part of the world that, when we're sitting down eating dinner, you look at a bell tower that was built in 800 AD. So it's not something that's common where we are in the US. But that's what we like about the products. It's a product that's tried and true, and that's hundreds of years of work and testing. So we do have lime washes. We have interior and exterior lime washes. Lime wash is something that our marketing team was telling me that word, the search phrase, has grown 138% in the last 6 months. So we are, I kind of call that our gateway drug. That's what everybody comes to Romo Bio for, is the lime wash. But we're much more than that. We have unique products in the exterior masonry coating section that allows the brick to breathe and perform as it would naturally. We have Italian plasters. We have interior decorative plasters and paints. We have a little bit of everything, but unique in our offerings, Italian derived, and to the pros that are looking to elevate their brand.
So do you think, are these products that aren't very common in the U.S., but maybe they're not very popular because maybe contractors and homeowners aren't that familiar with them? Maybe all of the above. Where would you say how would you explain these products again to the painting contractor? Because it's not literally nothing they've been able to get before, is it?
So good question. Every painting contractor knows latex and acrylic paints. That's a U.S. standard product. Years ago, people used to make their own paint, and in part of that, and some of the mortar smears and the different type of applications for exterior brick, you get into similar types of products. But being a mineral paint, the unique thing is it's a coating that bonds to the substrate versus sitting on top of the substrate. So when you're putting a latex and acrylic product on, you're putting a film forming product out there. Where with Roma Bio, you're putting a mineral coating that bonds to the substrate. And that's what for us, our biggest challenge is education. That's why we like the PCA. That's why we like being a part of something that we can go in and talk to a painting contractor and say, hey, you're doing this type of work. Let us show you a product that's really meant specifically for this type of work. So it's the education factor and the standpoint of that's what we want to do is educate, provide the proper product for the proper substrate.
So would you say that these products, it sounds like they perform differently than a standard coating, but do they also have a different appearance? So it's different in two different ways, form
It
and
is.
function?
It is. So with a mineral product, you're looking at it's like putting a rock on top of a brick when you do exterior coatings. So you're a very flat product. On the interior, when you're looking at like a decorative lime wash for interior or a plaster, you're also looking at a product that's luminous, that's going to look very unique as the sun passes by. Because you've got minerals in that product and the composition of it that as the light hits it, is going to look different shades, different looks as it goes through. So with a latex and acrylic, you get one read on that wall because you're looking at a refraction of one piece of plastic, right? With a mineral product, you're getting dozens and hundreds of reads. You're looking at marble, you're looking at pieces of granite, you're looking at potassium silicates. So that's the unique part of that product.
Matt, I think this is a good time because what you're saying is fascinating, but maybe some listeners are thinking, well, this guy knows his pitch, right? So, but you were kind enough to bring some friends with you. So, two painting contractors who use your product. And so, this is a good time to bring them in. We have Ever Morales from Highland Painting in Dallas. Ever, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you.
Thanks for being on the podcast, man. And we also have
Yeah, yeah.
Nicholas
Thanks for
Jordan
having.
with Da Vinci Painters in Chicago. Nicholas, thanks for being on the show, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, Ever, you've heard what Matt has been saying. Which of the Romo Bio products do you guys use the most, and what do you like about it?
So we use the masonry flat, which is it's the paint, and we use the lime wash. So those are our two main products that we use. And we probably paint maybe 3 to 4 houses a week using these products. And we like them because it's a product that gives us peace of mind. So we know that when these jobs are done, we're not going to get, calls, my paint is peeling or, it's failing because it really hasn't failed. We've been using it for 5 years and their products we've never had, any real issues with them.
Yeah. Well, and of course, if there's anything a painting contractor knows, it's the value of a good product, right? Because time and labor is your most expensive cost. And so you don't want to have to come back and redo it.
Right.
So do you use these products? You used to use something else, and now, not that you need to mention a brand name, but meaning what types of products do these Romo Bio paints replace? What did you used to use?
Well, we actually, when we started our company, like right when we were starting our company, we were doing a home show and we had a couple come up to us and they asked about lime wash. And at the time I was just starting my business and they were like, do you offer lime washing? And I told them like I don't, but let me look into it. Let's schedule a time, let's schedule an estimate. And by the time we do the estimate, I'll find out about this and I'll get you a bid. And so that's kind of how I came across them. So it was from the very beginning. I knew that I wanted to do I knew I wanted to like I wanted our specialty to be painting brick because here in Dallas everything is all the houses are built, they're made of brick.
Yeah.
So but so we really started using Roma Bio from the very beginning.
Hmm.
But I know, it's basically the other options would be latex paints on brick.
Hmm.
Which we have used in the past when we have, certain clients that are married to a certain a certain company, a certain paint company.
Yeah.
So they're like, we want to use this product, and we've used it, and we've had issues. We've had issues with peeling.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what it replaces, latex paints
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
brick.
I like it. Nicholas, up in Chicago, what Romo Bio products do you have experience with?
So typically, I'd use the specialty interior stuff. Um, Roma Bio, the Velatura mineral wash, and the Venetian glaze are my two go-tos. Um, they are different than like your typical lime wash, um, in which I feel like they give a little bit more depth and visual texture than obviously it's a huge step up from just painting, your interiors. We do like a lime wash in a sense with the Velatura mineral wash. There's a few different ways you can use it. I've done, crosshatch, masonry brush patterns, striate patterns. You can, blend the colors. All these products work really well with each other. Um, I mean, you can use their Roma Bio Marmarino products, and then, either use the mineral wash or the Venetian glaze over top. Again, it's in my world, everything's kind of like a piece of art. It's individual. Everyone is different. Very customizable. The Venetian glaze. I don't know if you're familiar with the term Roman clay, but another unique finish that offers a lot of visual movement without so much of the surface texture. It ends up being very smooth, very elegant, clean and unique that, the customers that I typically work for in the North Shore of Chicago, they have these big extravagant places and they don't want what the neighbors have, and Roma Bio offers it. I could say, they are a great company to work with. They take everything, whether it be criticism or props on their end, and they work with me to fine tune things and get it to where I need it to be. Um, that being said, I know I've done a lot of work with their Marmarino products as well, which that gets into the realm of Venetian plasters and Travertinos, and they just keep growing. If I find a product I like, I let them know, and they bring it up. They'll end up shipping me out a sample so I can test it, and I honestly I don't have any complaints. If you're looking for something super unique, outside of the realm of latex paints and solid color walls, this
Yeah.
is the product.
Nice. Wow. Matt, you got some big fans here. This is really interesting. And Matt, I'm sure you were dying to jump in and and talk about some of this stuff. So the Venetian glaze that Nicholas is talking about, what can you tell us about that?
So you can hear why, yeah, these two guys are perfect for what we're doing because it talks about the elasticity of our brand, right?
Mm.
We try to pride ourselves in being pioneers and innovators in this space. So you got Ever that talked about the exterior. You've got Nicholas that talks about the interior. The Venetian glaze is a really cool product. It's one of my favorites. I call it Plaster 101, because it's not as intricate as when you get into the Marmarinos and the Grisellos. Nicholas he's an artist. He sends me pictures of stuff that would blow your mind, and with simple products. And Venetian glaze is a product that many people are kind of gravitating to right now. It's a simple troweled on product, 2 coats. It can be flat. You can burnish it to create a sheen, but it's not a plaster in the sense of you have all the challenges that you do with the plaster. So that's that. The Velatoro mineral wash is an interior lime wash product. So it kind of, that's why we got these two guys on here. They can speak to the exterior and the interior, the decorative and the masonry paints, whatever does with lime wash. It's really cool in the exterior of home. So again, it just kind of goes to the elasticity of when you get into the product, you usually start with 1 or 2 of them, and then you start to see the potential of how you can open up with one more, one more, one more to help elevate that brand.
I like that you say the elasticity of the product. That's well said. So these are, and by the way, it's Romobio. It's ROMABIO. Definitely, you can go to the website. You can see some of these finishes that Nicholas and Ever are talking about, that Matt's talking about, and then you can judge for yourself. Is this really a product that I haven't seen before? Does it offer benefits I haven't seen? Does it do things that I haven't seen before? Hopefully we've piqued your interest. Go to the website and look at what they've got. I see on your website you talk about being a Romobio Preferred Pro. What does that mean?
Good question. So, Preferred Pro is a program we started because we have a lot of homeowners that are looking to have our products applied to their home, whether it's interior, exterior, whatever. So we try to work with people who use our products, who use them well, and we'll give out their information. So there's a process to go through as a pro to get certified in that aspect. And then when homeowners reach out to us and say, "Hey, I've got a job, I want to use the masonry paint or interior lime wash," we'll refer that homeowner to one of our preferred pros. The beauty of that also is we have a really good social media presence, and we have a really good team that does that. So if you go on our Instagram at Roma Bio Paints, you'll see a lot of both of these guys work. You'll see Da Vinci on there. You'll see Holland on there. So we celebrate our pros. We want to make sure that they're seen and visible. And it's interesting when you talk to the pros about the power of social media, who all doesn't join in on that. So we try to educate on that aspect too. We'll do some sessions with a pro and say, "Hey, if you don't know about social media, let us help you with that." So it's just part of that education process that we'd like to work through.
Well, certainly it sounds like these are products and finishes that that might be a bit different. So yeah, you need a photo to help tell the story.
Sure.
But I also want to clarify. So if a contractor wants to use your product, is it necessary that they become certified?
Not at all.
Okay.
The main thing we want to do is get our product in contractors' hands, because if they've been using a latex or an acrylic, this is very unique and different. So I want you to try it and see why. Or if they've used a latex plaster in the past, let's try this plaster and just see what it wants. So that's something we do a lot of, is sending out samples. Like Nicholas said, he'll call me and say, "Hey man, I've got this product. Do you have anything like it?" Yeah, here, I'm gonna shoot you a sample out.
But so you're saying that you don't have to be a preferred pro, but if you are a preferred pro, because Romobio has such an active social media and a marketing presence, and you're doing a podcast like this, that you attract a lot of attention from homeowners, and that if you're a painting contractor and you're in the preferred pro network, you can then mention them to nearby homeowners.
Yeah, for sure. It's great for the contractor, it's great for the homeowner, because if they want our products, they want to make sure that's applied properly. So we do try to tie that in well.
Nice. Ever, are you a preferred pro?
I am.
And how does that work for you? What are the benefits of that?
So Romobios, they're a very, they're a very easy company to work with. Like I can call or text Matt at any time. He always picks up my call. If he doesn't pick it up, he'll call me right back, or like I'll text him and he always texts me back. That's something you just don't get. Like,
Yeah.
with other paint, other paint brands, you can't just, text, I guess
Yeah.
you have a paint rep, but it's not the
Sure.
same, you
Yeah.
know. And when when homeowners, when they do their homework up front, which, is the ideal, that's like the ideal case for
Sure.
contractors, for the homeowner to do their homework beforehand. They, if they come across RomoBio, they reach out to RomoBio, and then, RomoBio will send our information. Usually they'll send, a couple of contractors info, a couple of preferred pros information to the homeowner.
Yeah.
And so when we go out to do the estimate, it's very easy. You're not
Yeah.
having to really, sell the product, because they
Yeah.
already know, what they want.
Yeah. So,
Uh, so we get
Nicholas,
so we get tons of leads.
yeah, that's awesome. I'm sorry to interrupt you like that.
No, no, you're good.
Nicholas, it sounds like you, and I'm sure you do as well. But Nicholas, it sounds like you're working with some on some pretty nice homes in Chicago. We can all imagine and envision what those homes look like. A bit different from the McMansions in Dallas, right? Ever? um, I'm not trying to lead you down a path, but like you said, you've got customers who want something different from their neighbor. Is that part of the appeal of Romo Bio, that this is a finish that maybe they haven't seen, they haven't heard of before?
Oh, absolutely. In a lot of these, larger homes, I tend to work with, hired designers, um, that are much more fluent in the language of,
Mm.
the unique, because that's what they do. And then they like to take terms and throw them out there, but they don't really understand the extent of Venetian plaster. I mean, this this is a term that gets thrown around so much, but there are so many different variations that can be offered. And honestly, I have now been able to sort of round all of my products that I used to use, into a funnel straight to Roma Bio. So I get to cut out shipping costs from, California, from Italy, from all over the place, because Roma Bio is covering that market for me. Um, that being said, when it comes to these clients that are looking for something out of the normal, um, you know, it's great because they come straight to us knowing that we specialize in that. Um, as well as, I mean, we have teams here that we do external, exterior lime washes, and these big grand houses that are just absolutely gorgeous. And like every product that's used in the house is a Roma Bio product. And the ceilings in, offices, living rooms, look different than the walls. They look different than pretty much what anybody has. And then I didn't even touch on, like Matt said, the Gracellos, and and that gives you your high gloss Venetian plaster look, lots of movement, smooth as glass. I mean, these products are so awesome
Yeah.
that I still keep continuing to find different ways to use them. Whether it be skip trowel, flat trowel, masonry brush, you can get creative with it, and you'd be surprised what you can create, given the circumstance.
I love it. So, for what I see on the website, you've got Matt, you've got lime wash finishes for interior and exterior brick. You've got a mineral wash for interior drywall, and then you've got a line of mineral-based paint, masonry paint, you call it, for interior and exterior brick, stone, stucco, in masonry. You've got a masonry flat, a masonry textured, and then a lime slurry.
Yeah.
Matt, do you want to describe or give any more detail on any of those? And again, go to romobio.com, ROMABIO.com, to learn more. But Matt, what do you want to fill in on those products?
The lime slurry is probably one we haven't touched base on. It's a really unique product. It's like masonry paint and lime wash had a baby. It's kind of a unique, interesting product. Very heavily aggregate, exterior or interior, but it's a brushed on finish. So something that pros are going to charge more than just a regular paint job for, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing the texture in the finish coat. You can take one of our plasters and pack a mortar joint. So on an exterior, you can make it look like a stucco type look, like a high end stucco. So it's a very cool product. I've seen a pro like Nicholas take it on interior and actually use a trowel, compress it, and turn it into a unique plaster look too. So as he mentioned, all of our products can intertwine and really be used in a multitude of ways.
That's awesome. And I just from the application videos I've seen, some really beefy brushes getting used in these applications. Matt, why have you, because clearly, Romobio could have focused purely on marketing to the consumer, to the DIYer, and that they would then go out looking for it. So, but you obviously made a choice to really market to the painting contractor. Why is that?
So we do both. We market to the consumer. We do that a little differently, but the pro is extremely important to us because we want somebody who is going to know how to apply the products. We want to educate the pro on, hey, I know you've used latex for painting brick before, but here's the proper way to do that. So it's an education aspect for us. We want to make sure the pro understands, tries it, and once they do, they become an advocate for us because you're teaching them a new skill. Everybody wants to learn something new, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it can help make them more money. So you're putting a product in your hands that can increase your revenue per square foot. That's important to pros. We want to get a pro from competing on square foot cost and driving to the bottom. We want to help them understand that this is the type of product that you don't have to really compete on. This is not something you want to compete and drop your price on, and that's important to the pros.
How about availability? How does that work? How does a pro get your product?
So for the most part, we're sold in independent retailers. We sell a lot to Benjamin Moore paint stores on the West Coast, Dunn Edwards, Shield Park, Vista, those types of places. So that more high-end independent retailers where you can find our products. That's the vast majority. Our lime wash is available in Lowe's and HomeDepot.com. But for pros, you're going to go to a nice Ben Moore store to pick up these products.
Nice. Ever, how have these Romobio products helped you financially, right? I mean, how, as far as improved your ability to market, offer a higher end product, I'm guessing. But yet I'm also assuming the price point is not so high that it becomes a negative, right? Ever, how does it work?
Right. So, I mean, you are using a higher end product. I really believe, their masonry paint is the best paint on the market. So, and I tell that to my clients, like I tell them up front, like the estimate I'm going to give you is, I'm going to be using the best product there is. So they know it's not going to, they know I'm not going to be the low bid. And like I said earlier, it's a very easy product to sell. And you can charge a bit more for it. You can charge a bit more compared to, other brick paints. So, it sets you apart because, it's a different product. You're using, one of the best paints on the market, and you can charge a bit more for it. So, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, exactly. Nicholas, there's a lot of money in Chicago, but even those people pay attention to the bottom line every once in a while. How does Romobio help you appeal to the higher end client?
Well, I would agree with you. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made out here. Um, and I mean, I think what really sells it, is that, like Ever said, it's a very, very high-end, unique product that, I mean, at least in my space with specialty finishes, I mean, there are other companies out there that offer certain plasters that can give you a certain look, um, but they're very, I guess, unknown, even to like a lot of these designers that I work with. They hear the terms, but they don't look into it past that. So I mean, for me, uh, yeah, I mean, I know my company absolutely loves me because my price points are killing it. Simply because I I know what I'm doing. Secondary, I have fantastic products to work with that they're user friendly. They're natural. They're easy cleanup. When it comes to giving these people something unique, there's so many different options. I just have to sit down with them and you know pick their brain. What do you want? What look are you looking for? And then I have 15 different things I can shoot at them.
Yeah.
I think that alone makes them sort of forget about the dollar signs, and because they feel like they're going to get something very, unique to them. I always kind of compare it to, you wouldn't commission somebody to, paint you a painting, if the neighbor has it or the guy down the street, or you know what I mean? It's like they want unique, one of a kind, and with these products, that's what they get. I could do the same color, same product, same ceiling. They will never, they will never look the same. They will always be very unique.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the largest, like the biggest sale point is that. That's what people want out here.
Yeah.
They want different.
I love it. Matt. Excellent job. Ever and Nicholas as wingmen. That's these referrals. You couldn't ask for a better testimonial. That's awesome. On the Roma Bio website, you talk about how we have support for the new pro. What does that mean? How does Roma Bio work with the new pro?
So we do have reps out in the field. We have most of the area covered. We have some deserts out there where we're trying to plug holes, but we want to get you in touch with a local rep. We want to give you samples. We want to make sure you can understand the variety of products that we have to offer. We do have a lot of YouTube videos that'll talk to you about how to use products, and we're constantly creating more assets for that. But we do provide leads as well, like with the preferred pro program. So we want to carry you from start to finish, from just learning about it to brochures and sell sheets and having a conversation about what you're doing and how we can complement that, to now, you've seen what we have, try it out. Let me know how that looks and feels. Let me know what that product is for you and in your world. And then we want to start sending you jobs. So we want to carry you from just the brief introduction all the way through the process.
Yeah. I should know this, but I don't. And I'm sure listeners are wondering, are you talking about, like, are there exclusive geographic territories, or can anyone use these products? How does that work?
Pretty much throughout the US, anyone has access to these products from their local independent retailer. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So hopefully people have listened to this and wow, this looks cool. They've looked at the website. What's the next step if they want to learn more, if they want to test out a product?
So for the PCA members, we're going to have a dedicated landing page for those guys. So try to make it easy.
Nice.
So romabio.com/PCA. We're trying to help make it easy for the contractors who want to get more information. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook. Shoot us a message there. We do a very good job of being interactive with pros, homeowners, designers through that as well. So at Roma Bio Paints for any of those platforms too.
Matt, I also see, because I've been to your website, it's very interesting. I love the videos that you have there. you also talk about how these are environmentally friendly. That term can be used in many different ways. In what way are RomoBio products environmentally friendly?
So for the homeowner and the pro, one of the benefits is zero VOC. You're dealing with natural products. You're dealing with clean products. So, when Nicholas is in a home all day applying products, he doesn't leave with a headache, right? He didn't have that smell of the products, the acrylic or latex product. These are clean products. So not only are they extremely durable and they'll last and they'll be something that can help your home, but they're good for the painter. They're good for the homeowner. They don't have to worry about fumigating the home for a couple of days after they're being used because they are truly zero VOC clean products.
Love it. Well, Matt Hokut, General Manager of North America for RomoBio, ROMABIO, romobio.com. General Manager of North America because these are Italian products, right, Matt? How often do you get to go over to Italy?
About 3 times a year. I actually just got back Thursday night.
That's awesome. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, thank you for thanks for the love you're showing the painting contractors. Clearly from talking to Ever and Nicholas that you've got two big fans there. And as I mentioned, a few other painting contractors mentioned, that's again how I learned of you guys. They mentioned you to me. So man, you guys seem to be doing a great job. So that's fabulous. Evan Morales of Highland Painting in Dallas. Thanks for coming on the podcast, man. That was really helpful info.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This was fun. This was cool.
Awesome. And Nicholas Jordan with Da Vinci Painters in Chicago. Nicholas, thank you very much, man.
Absolutely. Again, thanks for having me.
Interesting stuff. Go to romobio.com. Again, ROMABIO. Decide for yourself. You think you know decorative plasters. You think you know Venetian. You think you know these products that can be used on masonry. Check out RomoBio. Maybe you'll see, wow, this is something different. Because that's what contractors have told me. We don't endorse products at APC, but we do endorse people. And I can tell you the three gentlemen on this podcast, I certainly endorse them. I love what they're saying, and people have said wonderful things about RomoBio. So, Matt, thank you for coming on the show. This has been fun. Learn more, romobio.com, if you want more info about APC. As always, it's been 100 years, and we're still kicking. Go to paintmag.com. Have a great day.